Hello to myself and everybody else. This is video 25. So far for this one, I'm continuing to look at the music for Buy Some Milk Story 3. And for this one, we're looking at a few of them because this all has to do with, a similar stage. But for this, I'm going to look at the music for the abduction cutscene. And I'm just going to look at this. Okay, so for this one, it's just pretty short because for a cutscene. But yeah, for this, if I had to say, this is probably one of my rare few where I actually make the tempo really slow. Because normally I make my songs like a bit faster, so I usually use a faster tempo or I use shorter notes with a slower tempo to still make it sound fast and fit more notes and stuff on the page and all that. But for this, I at least wanted to try to do something slow, and at least it turned out pretty well. Because at least just from this to the drums, it doesn't sound too bad. Just try to make a short beat and stuff for this. So far, short and simple, really not too bad. Just try to put notes to make it kind of sound like a UFO, or at least like sci-fi a little bit. So like I said, just square wave, triangle, and chip noise, which is like the only thing you can use for like 8-bit music. But well, we probably actually use drums for that too. But I don't know. But the whole thing for this is basically looking at it just short and simple. Didn't mess around with panning or anything. Just had the volume set to max for all of them. So that's why this one does sound louder compared to the other ones. I guess because there's less instruments. But so at least for this, not too bad if I had to say. It was pretty simple, short. So really not a ton to get from this. Just like try something different, and didn't turn out too bad if I say. The next thing here, this is for, basically what this is the music for a vent stage and stuff that I made. Because basically you're going through like an air vent and stuff like that too to like try to escape something. So had to come with a theme for that. And this one I also try to like use a slower tempo and everything for it. So just hear this one real quick. Okay, so far for this one, same thing. I just tried a slower tempo and everything for it. Because I can tell for like, at least for the first few, I just try to like make a slower beat and everything and stuff for it. And I at least say it turned out pretty well. Because this, it took me like a few tries. I think I have like one or two other attempts at something different. I'm not really going to look through those, but basically I had like other attempts and everything and stuff for this. And eventually I just settled on this one. You know, just a slower tempo and the melody. I at least actually kind of thought out a bit more. My same pattern of 1, 2, 1, 3. Same, well, the first one at least. The other one, I at least tried something a bit different, but this whole thing is like pretty short. So again, pretty short, but not too bad. But I still do notice another pattern I do where it's like I'll have just kind of things in blocks. Whereas like again, this one's just the bass and everything. This one's the melody and the bass, no melody, and then melody, and it just repeats. Another pattern I do, I don't switch it up a ton, but at least get something made. So at the very least, it's something. But I do say this one does sound pretty good. The panning, if I just have to go back and hear that again. Yeah, because over with the bass on its own, it does sound weird with it being only on the left side and everything for that. And then when it hits the melody here, it sounds perfectly fine being on the left side. Based I've worked on this longer, I probably could fix it. Just add another channel or something like that too, and then move the square one up, make it in the middle. Then when I need to pan it, just have the other channel and use that. But so far, I still feel like I'm on the amateur level, so I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. And then in the future, I'm trying to advance. I'll try to do more stuff with that. But that's an idea at least I have recorded so I can remember in the future and everything. Same thing with my bass and stuff here and everything as well. This is the first few times where I have like a lots of space with no notes because you gotta be trying to fill it up for some reason. But at least this one has more silence except in the melody, but the bass at least has more things to silence to keep it like more interesting. Yeah, at the very least something like that. So again, just trying something slower. I was experimenting with something and I say at least turned out pretty decently. Drums, I used the same thing the whole way through, but I was trying something simple. So at least it wasn't too bad. So with this one, again, just in the future, try to work on like making other channels for both ears and some just for panning left and right. Just try that and see how that turns out. But in other software, I probably can do something different. But for this one, I'm just going to be messing with this one for a long time. Just a thing for me to keep a thought in my mind about that. But so far, the next one I'm going to look at here, this is for it's called the second stage of story 3. So I'll go ahead and play that. Okay, for this, So far, again, the main thing definitely, like, I can tell this is the main problem with Story 3 music. Because basically, going from this, like, Story 1, I really had no idea what I was doing, and I didn't utilize the triangle wave, so that's why the bass was kind of off in those. In Story 2, I learned how to make a better bass, but basically, I just need to, like, work on my melodies and everything and stuff way more because they were not that good. And for Story 3, this one again, my bass are pretty good. My melodies, they don't sound like they're too much of afterthoughts. I feel like I actually put some thought into it at least a little bit when making it to at least go with what I made. But the only main problem and stuff is that, like, the headphone panning, I really need to, like, work on that. Because I started using headphone panning way more. So at the very least, that's another thing I need to work on as well, just panning of the headphones. But so far with this and everything we had to say, it's not too bad. Like, definitely how I made the bass and stuff here is, like, way weird. And I can tell they said just repeat and just only move the ending a little bit. But so far it still doesn't sound too bad. Just yeah, just the whole thing that doesn't sound too bad. It's just, again, it's the same thing where if this probably played, let me just try, if it played on the middle and stuff like that too, so it's even on both ears. Yeah, it sounds way better and stuff too, just hearing the bass. And then let's hear it with the melody and everything here. Let me go here real quick. Yeah, because they even have this panned a little bit, so let me put it back in the middle. Now just try it. Yeah, to me it sounds like it's all mixed together, like a bit way too much for me to ever think of. Everything just dead center and just playing, it sounds way too mixed together. Yeah, just like extremely mixed up. And then if I go here, move this one back over here. Now just try it. And let me just hear it one more time, just like, it doesn't sound too bad, but it does still kind of seem like still sound like the bass like overwhelming the melody and stuff of it, because it feels like I'm just like the melody's being suppressed a bit, and just hear it where I put it back. Yeah, sorry, I would just be experimenting with this for a second too. So now if I try putting both of these in the middle and just have the melody just on one side. Doesn't sound too bad, but it still feels like a thing where, again, nothing probably just to experiment with in the future. Like, I feel like if I had like two of these channels and everything, and I just like tried putting each one panning to each ear specifically, it might sound way better. I don't know, just like little things like that for me to think about in the future when I just try more stuff, or if I'm just experimenting on something. But yeah, that's just an idea and stuff too. Just try multiple things for specific ears, for like keep the mixing levels equal or specifically on one side or the other. Just try some of that in the future. So that means I'm gonna have like a lot more channels, but at least just try little things out with that too when I get more confident doing this. Even though I made a bunch of these songs. But so far I do like how the melody sounds with the bass, even though I just repeat the bass the same way like a bunch of times up here. I do like how it sounds with it at the very least, because Again, with UFO, I usually use like a lot of like short notes and everything and stuff for this, so that's how it just usually laid out and stuff is. The tempo is around like 151, a bit quicker than normal. I think normal is around like 120 or something, but with this, I do like how it sounds because it does go along with it pretty well. Wait, I think I did something wrong. Yes, I did. It's supposed to be over here. And this is supposed to be over here. Yeah, I do like how it sounds and everything with this as well. Because I feel like it actually goes with it. Like the melody doesn't sound like it's out of place with the bass and everything and stuff. Because some of it does feel like I kind of use the same thing a lot for the melody, at least sound wise. With this, again, it is still the same square wave and everything, but I do kind of like how it sounds with this. I don't know why. Maybe just because of short notes. I don't know. Just, I do like this. The main thing, again, I'm just getting from this, like everything from Story 3, is just, I really need to work on my panning and try experimenting with more channels and more like different kinds of panning and stuff for like mixing and all that. So that's definitely the main thing I'm getting from all of Story 3 right now. But I'll go ahead and move on to the last one I'm going to look at for this video. The boss for like the second stage and everything. So just going to play that theme. So far for this one, so far it sounds really weird, but for the boss, that's for stage 2, it actually fits it perfectly. So far for this, I really do like how I had the bass stuff sounding. Cause looking at this, I used 2 square waves instead of a triangle wave, so kind of feeling that like silence stuff. I usually say it's there if there's no triangle wave. In the panning, I use each ear to kind of like balance it out. So yeah, cause legit, it sounds perfectly even. Cause I didn't even notice I did that and stuff, but that sound pretty good for what I needed. And then for the melody, that I probably should have had centered by having it like panned more to the right. Actually, doesn't sound too bad with it. Let me try putting it in the middle. Yeah, it actually doesn't sound too bad if I kept it in the middle. I know I kind of panned it more to the right. Let me see the volume on those. Yeah, because the volume had turned down a little bit as well. I guess I probably just thought you couldn't hear it as well for some reason. And let's try the other one this time. Yeah, that sounds like really like just overweighs the whole thing was on the left side. Yeah, it just sounds like overweighted, but yeah, still making me kind of question why didn't I just have it in the middle? And I probably thought you probably couldn't hear the melody as well if it was like in the middle, so that's probably why I moved it over to the right ear for that. I don't know, but definitely for this, if I had to say again, melody wise, I do like how it goes with the bass, and I do like what I did with the bass. Like with this, I copied the entire thing, so it just gets like an extra thing and stuff to it as well. So the melody comes in, adds a little bit more, and then from there it just goes into the actual different thing. So far I just tried looking at this. Another thing I just do, like a lot of notes go up or down, just like in this wave-like pattern. Like either a lot go down or a lot go up. It's that I think is just a music thing. I think I just probably gonna be overthinking if I keep thinking about that. But yeah, bass-wise, kind of use the same thing the whole way through. The melody, I do like how it goes with the bass. Try for something like, well, kind of the same thing I usually do with like a lot of like UFO music. But again, pretty good for that. I say the theme does go perfect with what I was doing and everything. And with this, like I said, again, just panning is the main thing, and using headphones on Make This is another thing as well. But I do feel at least more confident listening to this because it doesn't sound ear-piercingly annoying or bad. I'm like, pretty good. I wouldn't mind listening to it. Still forgettable, but at least not bad when listening to it while playing the stage. So I would definitely take that. I can hear that I did improve in Story 3 at the very least. So, but so far that's really all I'm going to look at there. So myself and everybody else, see you in the next one.